Riding position challenge week 6, so this is final week. I cannot believe it. And this week's focus is all on hand position. Now, wouldn't you want to achieve that nice contact and connection with your horse and that really nice, stable but soft hand position? It's so important so that we can communicate with our horse with clear aids. And with all the previous weeks and exercises, we have really been building up to this point. So to achieve a good hand position and contact, we need good posture, we need balance, we need our core muscles working, we need good hip mobility and just mobility overall. And of course, we need our breathing because we also need relaxation. So I hope you have been doing all your exercises. Now I'm going to include just a little clip where we talk a little bit about basics of good hand position. A good hand position and contact really starts from the rest of your body, especially from your core and from your pelvis. So if you're not in balance and if you cannot follow the horse's movement in a supple way, then you really cannot be soft with your hands either. So it's always the whole body. But now, if we think about hand position, first we want our shoulders relaxed. We want our elbow hanging down from our shoulder. We don't want our elbow to be back behind our body. So we always want our elbow a little bit in front of our body. We want our wrist straight. And also we want our fists up, so our thumb is on the top, so we're not turning our hand like that, but the thumb is always on top and our wrist is straight. And we have this straight line and straight connection from our elbow all the way to the horse's mouth. And it's important that we have this angle here in our elbow. However, it doesn't have to be 90 degrees, but it varies and it depends on your own anatomy, especially the length of your humerus, so the bone here, and also on the horse's head carriage. So if the horse's head is more up, then of course you're going to have more of an angle here. And also when the horse's head is a little bit more down, so the horse is a more stretched position, then also the angle might be a little bit more like this. As long as your hand and your arm is not completely straight, because when it's straight like this, it also becomes very stiff. So we always have this angle here. So you always want your hand thinking forward, so that you're almost kind of a little bit pushing your hand forward, so you're not taking the contact back. It's always coming from back to front instead of front to back. Because when your hand is always a little bit thinking back, also the horse is going to get tense. So you always want to think that you kind of receive the energy coming from the back, through the horse's body, through the horse's back, through the horse's neck, towards your hand. So your hand is receiving the energy instead of taking back. And again, I have many links down below, so check them all out. There are many exercises and a lot of information. If you're on TikTok, then just go to my profile and click that link there and you will find all those links. Now, what I really want you to focus on when you're riding this week is really thinking forward with the hand. And I'm not saying that you should be throwing the reins away completely. What I'm saying is thinking about maybe pushing against a wall or pushing against something a little bit soft. So your hand is thinking forward and not back, because often riders are just a little bit pulling back all the time, and that makes the horse tense and that makes the horse brace against the contact. And then neither the horse or rider can really let go. So really try to think about pushing your hands a little bit forward, really following the movement of the horse's head and neck without making the movement too big either. So again, I have exercises for you. So let's first watch the exercise on the horse. Here's a nice exercise to improve your hand position and just the overall awareness of what you're actually doing with your hands, because sometimes we just do a little bit too much or don't even know what we're actually are not even aware of what we're actually doing with our hands. So you're going to need a whip or kind of a stick. Then you just hold the reins like you normally do. And then you put the stick under your thumbs, like this. And now what you want to do is you want to keep the whip level, because quite often we might be riding our hands like this or they're not level. So you just kind of see that you always keep the whip level, so it's not going to turn like this. And now you can still use your fingers. So your hands are not completely locked, and you can follow the movement of the horse's head and neck with your hands, but you just can't do all these like excessive movements with your hands. So you really have to use your seat and also your legs to communicate with the horse, and you just cannot use the hands so much. And then let's watch the exercise of the horse.
I'm using this elastic band. This is also from Spiral Stabilization, this special band, but you don't need to use that. I just have this now because I have nothing else at the moment. Important thing is that it shouldn't be too hard, the resistance. It should be quite light, because if it's too hard, then we're going to have to use too much muscle power, which we don't want. At this exercise, we just want to activate those postural muscles. This is also a kind of modified row. If we think of rowing, it's really good for strengthening the muscles of your upper back. We shouldn't transfer it straight into riding, because in the row we are pulling back. And when we're riding, we don't want to pull back from the reins. To do this, you can first just kind of relax and let your spine relax and round your back a little bit, and really breathe in deeply. You get a nice stretch in your back line, and then breathe out, and then find your position like if you were riding. And I have many videos about posture and position. So pelvis, rib cage and head all on the same line. And then you can bring your hands. I'm actually doing this so like I would be holding the reins. So bring your hands also in the position like you would have when you would be riding. Now we are activating our postural muscles, but check that you are not too tight. You're just, you can still move, you can still breathe, but you have this really nice and stable position, and you can also get some activation like in your upper back. But then from this position, like now we're still thinking a little bit back with our hands, relax your hand a little bit forward, not like this, but like so you can really relax your hand in this position. And if we think that we would be riding, then we would like the horse to come towards our hand. Of course, we don't want the horse to lean or pull on the reins, but we want the horse to stretch towards a bit, so there should be something like on both reins. So it's not good if there's nothing. But just so you don't pull back, so you can still move your hands a little bit in a relaxed way. You can move your fingers, you can check that your shoulders are relaxed and they're not tight, because that's often also a problem when riding, that we're really tense from our upper body and that's going to transfer to the horse as well. So just breathe, try to find that good, nice position. If you're sitting on this ball, you can move your pelvis also a little bit, because this is something that's also will happen when we're riding, like our pelvis is moving, and then we need to stabilize our upper body, because we don't want the upper body to go like this. We want the upper body to be stable but still quite relaxed, and then we want to move from our pelvis. So this is, I think, a great exercise that you can do that's going to improve your riding. And then you can just relax for a little bit and let your back round and stretch, and then you can do it again and just stay in this a little bit, just trying to feel your body and trying to find that nice position, those right muscles, and then you can relax again.
Now, hopefully you remember the task I gave you in the first video. So that was to film yourself in the beginning of this challenge and then in the end of this challenge. So I hope you have been filming yourself, and now really watch those videos and see where you have progressed and where there's still some room to improve. And like I said, I would really love to see your videos, so just send me links to your videos if you want to do that. If you don't, that's completely fine. So the most important thing is watching yourself and finding those things that you find that are positive, and then also what you still need to improve. So I hope you have enjoyed this challenge. If you have any questions, any comments, anything at all, just put them in the comments and I will answer them. So goodbye for now, and I'll see you next time on my channel.